basically stay cool, but then we can run the AC seats, which is just going to stress the alternator. Can you hear me okay? Volume good? So we're going to roll up. I'm going to start just, again, we're going to take it easy on this one, but I'm going to kind of talk you through the track, right? So as we come up, turn one, what I'm trying to sight for is honestly back to the bridge a little bit when I'm coming up to turn one and coming through the braking.
So you're like typically on the outside.
A little bit more outside, but then I'm down to the apex. I'm not all the way outside when I run this. It's like mid-track to 3/4 wide. Coming through here, these black squares, the flagging stations are awesome. Bend left, you're good. You got nobody behind us. Down to here, I'm looking to the bridge. I'm sighting through the bridge, and then I let the car out, and then get about 2/3 of the way right, back to the left towards the red and white curving, and I call this is breakfast. You take a bite out of it. Lunch is the second one, and then dinner is the third one. You take a little bit of bite out of it. Here, I'm usually looking out to the gantry right there. That's my sight, and then I shift my sight to the next gantry in the base of that gantry because I need to be over there. Coming through here, we got a black flag station here, and then I'm looking for the next black flag station here. I let the car run all the way right here, JT. Awesome. And then I literally just pick up the curbing with my right front tire. I bend, and then I'm looking for another black flagging station. You see what I mean? Those black squares? Those things basically guide you around this track. Now, I want you to go relatively slow here. Be looking left beyond the fence. Boom, you see that 250 sign?
Yeah.
When that appears beyond that metal guardrail, that's when you start bending left. We're good behind, man. That's the nice part about being out here. Don't even worry about traffic. Braking starts to occur right around where the grass starts, even later once you get fast. Squeeze in that brake pressure. I like the fact you're staying wide here, down to that apex. Now, look for the next flagging station. That guides your eyes up and forward, further ahead, right? You see it right side? As you're coming down to that apex, I want you looking for that. I want you looking for that rectangle. Gas on, we're letting it rip. Feeling good? Might be a little deep depending upon how hard you run it, but yeah, if you're doing it there comfortably, that's excellent. Using that whole track, right?
And there were definitely some spots where, like, I remember I was staying in a higher gear than I figured out that I'm better off, like, staying in a high. So this turn always kind of like, am I coming out to?
Yeah, you want to make it a nice consistent arc, and then honestly, I straight line past here, the red and white, and then I'm braking at that where the white begins, looking left and looking for the bridge. Look up towards that bridge, boom, rolling that gas on, bending it back left, and then here it's all about controlling the car with the throttle, not the steering wheel. We bend it in, we set that steering wheel, we roll that gas on, and just keep consistent gas pressure through here, and that's going to let that car really dig in with that left rear tire. Yep, on and off the gas. If we lift a little bit, it should tighten up. If we go on the gas, it's going to go a little wide.
I stay in line.
Yep, bending in, and then we can get really close to the curving there. Track out. You were carrying a higher gear later.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to do the second
opens up that vision, and you're less panicked, you're less close in. And it also tells you that the car is going to be rotating fast. Start looking for that roller coaster, red and white roller coaster. Hell yeah, drive straight for it, man. Boom, awesome. Squeeze, looking left, good. Where's that bridge, man? There it is. I love seeing you rotate that head. Good. Bending left, beautiful, man. And relax with it, JT. Good, roll gas. Smooth inputs, man. Delicate on that wheel. Relax that arm, man. There. Feel what that car is telling you. You're not muscling it, you're loving it. Yeah. Now, I want you to squeeze right here. Squeeze, ease off. Left, go gas, open wheel. Good. Very nice. Awesome. Work great hard. Ease off, looking left. Dude, you gotta relax those hands through that wheel. You are so trying to muscle this car. It's not what it's about. It's just going to be so smooth. Dude, yes, that's it, man. I want you to like, look at the fence and try and ride love. Breathe in nice and relaxed. We're looking at that apex now. Don't go too wide here. Now feed that throttle. And left. Good. And remember, we're going to get 2/3 to the right under the bridge once we wash out. We can wash out here, but we keep lightly get to the right. Good. And then a little early, but go. You got this. Squeeze brake. Boom. Off. Now feed gas in. It's smooth. It's delicate. Open the wheel. Good, man. Feel what's happening with that steering wheel. Good. We're looking right. Where is it? Bending right. Ah, easy, buddy. Easy. Smoother inputs. Down to that apex under power. And just remember, we don't want to blow this corner. So here, hard brake. Boom. There. Bend it. Good. Easy. Squeeze that throttle in. It's feeding it in. Open it. Trust me, GT. There you go, buddy. Good. Rolling gas on. Awesome. Good. You got one more lap in you after this? Alright, beautiful, man. Now coming in, squeeze hard, looking left, good. Little early on that turn in. See, and that's why we're facing fence instead of down the run here. Good. Good. Good, great. Yes, yeah, man. They always think about it. Good. You're getting this wrong. Good. Looking left. Good. Little early on that turn in. Good. Roll gas on. Good. Relax those arms, dude. You're a strong dude, but you don't need to move this far. Good. Brake. Bending right. Good. We'll probably get the point goodbye here, but think about where you're looking as we go through here, okay? Good. We're looking at that roller coaster. Good stuff. Easy. Good. I like it. Awesome. Down to the left. Easy. Look tight line. Good. Awesome. So, and then awesome. And we're back out. Good. Look through this corner for me. Get that vision all the way through this corner. What we're trying to fight to see is where does this corner end? If we just keep carrying the throttle. And if we're looking ahead bit, and it's just it's such a this is such an awesome track. It's kind of tough to convey to people how good it is.
So I'm always amazed, like, in an NSR with my instructor, like on a carousel type turn, like how much faster he can go when he knows the car is going to hold. And I'm always feeling like, well, if I'm just going to let go of you, you know, and I guess that's just practice.
Yeah. It is, and then I mean one thing, and I don't, depending upon like what direction you go with this, one thing I will suggest. So throw a fist out just to let her. I don't think there's anybody behind you, but it makes the corner marshals happy. One thing, like if you do start going down this path, and I wouldn't recommend it if there was any other solution, but I would consider taking a look at like running a rally school. I do work at Rally Ready.
Oh, yeah.